It's Faith Talk, everybody. Welcome. Check this out. So we are Pacific Broadcasting Network. This is We Are Always Live with Samuel. Make sure you tune in. Hello, everybody. My name is Samuel. Welcome to Faith Talk with Samuel. Thank you once again for tuning in. I have a really special guest with me today, and I'm really excited for this one. So let's meet Miss Mara Baldwin. How you doing, Miss Mara?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much. So let's tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I know you mentioned you're a junior here at UOP. So what can you tell us about yourself for everyone that is watching us? Who is Mara?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Samuel mentioned, I'm a junior music therapy major at UOP. Right now, I'm in the process of trying to do fieldwork online. So I'm struggling along with all of you as far as getting things online to be as good as they can be. So yeah, I spend a lot of time working on music, studying psychology and all of that sort of thing. And yeah, that's me.
Right. So speaking of music, let me indulge you a little bit in that area. Is there a specific type of music that you are into, or as a therapist or as a future therapist, do you have to pick from like every genre? Is there a specific type that you as a person enjoy the most?
So as a music therapist, I'm going to have to learn music from all genres for all age groups. Right now I'm working with preschoolers with autism spectrum disorder, so we're doing lots of little kid songs. But personally, I listen to a lot of contemporary Christian music, and then also I love some good folk pop, so that's what I'm into right now.
Okay, that's nice. I love the gospel music as well. I tend to listen to country. I feel like I have a really weird taste, and I put it weird because there are certain things that I listen to that I don't even understand. As long as it sounds good, the vocals or even the instrumentation, it's great. You got me. I love music as well because I find it very therapeutic. So I'm glad you actually find that profession because it's really helpful. You know, the music. There's a series that we are working on by I mean the youth ministry of my church. We're working on, and I'll actually be glad to have you on as well. It's happening next week Saturday, at 10 a.m. So maybe we'll talk about that later. But since you're a therapist, you can bring us a little input on that. But let me ask, what informed your decision to choose this profession?
Yeah, so I didn't know a whole lot about music therapy at first, but it combined two of my favorite things, which was music and helping people. So it's a great opportunity to learn about the brain. I love psychology, so that part is great for me. And learn how to manipulate music and people's preferences and experiences with music to help cultivate things and skills that they are working on reaching. So I just felt like it was a really great way to continue doing what I loved and also be able to give back to people.
Definitely. It really feels great. I mean, music is incredible. So kudos to you and all the best. Even as weird as the semester is, I think it's great that we continue to encourage one another to just get through the semester. Speaking of getting through the semester, how are you quarantining? How are you doing? So being a junior, I suppose this is your first semester?
Yeah, so this is my third year, first semester of my third year. And yeah, so I'm quarantining with the rest. I'm doing school remotely from home. And it was a big adjustment, as I think it was for everyone else. Not being in the classroom environment, having to create a workspace at home, all of that has been really tricky, but I think we're starting to slowly get there and get used to it after about a month of school.
So who is home with you? Are you with family? Are you by yourself? Who is home
Yeah,
with
so oh, go ahead. I am home with, I think there's my sister.
Yeah, and I just saw her. Hello.
Say hi. Hi. So as you can see, I'm home with younger siblings
Okay.
and my parents. So I have a very full house, which makes things noisy, but also has been a blessing in that I have people to, quarantine with.
Yeah, I mean that's a blessing. The noise, like you take anything at this point to be a blessing because it'll be totally different if you had to do it just by yourself, 'Cause
Absolutely.
then
Yeah.
that actually even drives you into all this weird places that you don't want to be. So given that I just saw your younger sister, are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest in my family.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it all girls or?
No, one sister and then some little brothers too.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
it's fairly balanced then, right?
a little bit.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about faith, right? I want to believe you're a Christian. Oh, how will you describe your faith? Let me have you tell us.
Sure. Yeah. So I have been a Christian for my entire life. I was baptized in the Lutheran church that my grandparents and my parents were going to. We moved when I was about 8, and we moved to a non-denominational Christian church. Throughout my life, I've always been plugged in with a Christian community.
That's nice. That's nice. So another thing we can bond on, apart from the music, right? So given that you are a Christian and taking a look at our world as it is now, 2020 has been crazy. Is the word most people are using. Um, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and she said 2020 has been insane, or something of that sort. So,
Yeah.
how would you describe 2020? How would you describe the whole year for you?
Yeah, 2020, I would agree, has been both those things, crazy and insane. I think that in 2020, we have faced a lot of hardships globally and locally. And it's been a year unlike any other, and a lot of unexpected changes all the time. And I think there's been a lot of fear too. But I think if I can, point out a silver lining, one thing has been that we've seen a lot more unity, and we've seen important issues rising to the surface, and we've seen, people spending more time with their families. So it's absolutely been a year of hardship, and I don't want to undermine that. It's super true, but there are always small silver linings, I think.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's always great to find something good in every situation, right? So no matter how bad the situation is, just I feel like trying to find something positive out of it even helps you through the situation or makes it even all better. Now, how much would you say it's challenged your faith the year as it is now? I'm sure even church services are being done virtually for you as well, right? So how much has that challenged or affected the way you worship God?
Um, yeah, I think along with the rest of the world, I've experienced a lot of uh, the heaviness and the hurt of all the things that have been going on this year, and it's been hard. I think that along with a lot of other believers, I've experienced moments of, why is this happening? Why are all of these hard things happening to us right now? And then another struggle has definitely been that we can't, meet in person with our communities that we maybe rely for support in our normal day to day. So that's been a struggle. but I think that, you know, in everything, I've still remained that held to that faith and taken a lot more time for, you know, personal reflection and that sort of thing. And yeah, just kind of, I feel like the way that my faith has been a part of my daily life has kind of shifted as we are in a new environment and new situations.
So it's amazing that you put it that way because I know a lot of people going through it, especially families who are dealing with loved ones either passing or suffering with the COVID, and there is also the economic impact as well, right? A lot of people are losing their jobs. There's fires here in California, and it's just it can really take a toll on you as a person. So um, definitely a lot is going on. But there is a verse here that I want to read for us and maybe ask a question on that. So if you have your Bible in handy, you can grab it with me. Isaiah 54, verse number 7. You want to read it for us?
If you go ahead, still grabbing it.
Okay, so Isaiah 54, verse 7, it says, and this is the NLT version. It says, for a brief moment I abandoned you, but with great compassion I will take you back. For a brief moment I abandoned you. Do you feel as a child of God that God has abandoned his children in this time? Or like with everything going on, is that how you feel, or you don't feel that way at all?
I think that, you know, in moments of the most desperation and like when you wake up and read that terrible headline, that yeah, it can feel like that. But I think that through the months of hardship, I haven't felt that way that, you know, God has abandoned us, because I think that he truly is here and he's, you know, kind of mourning with us with all that we're going through. Um, and I think that we're going through a lot of hardship, but I think that he is still remaining constant, remaining there, in spite of all of the hard things that are going on.
Mm. So for people of faith, people who do not even have faith in God, um, what will be that reassuring message that you can tell them that indeed God is still um, here with us, even in the middle of all this chaos?
Mm-hmm. I think it really is kind of a point of contention. It feels like, you know, we kind of have been abandoned with all of this hardship, but I think that if you're looking close enough, you'll see the acts of humanity and, you know, the the good things that are coming out of it. And I think those are, you know, for me, that is the evidence that he's still here and he's still watching over us, you know, seeing people care for others and put other safety ahead of their own, like that sort of thing is the kind of reminder that, you know, there's still some good going on and that sort of thing.
Definitely. So still in the same Isaiah 54, I want to read a couple more verses and I will ask my next set of questions based on that. So we just read the Isaiah 54 verse 7, right? So let's jump a few verses down from the 9. Isaiah 54:9 says, just as I swore in the time of Noah, just as I swore in the time of Noah that I would never again let a flood cover the earth, so now I swear that I will never again be angry and punish you. I bring this up because I was having a conversation yesterday and I was asking a friend of mine if she feels like uh, there's any resemblance with what we are experiencing now and what happened in biblical times, say in Sodom and Gomorrah, or even the time of Noah in the Bible. Do you see any resemblance? Because the things that took place in those times Many of those things are still happening now, like the sin and all the craziness that people were doing. People were not um, obeying God and all of that. And we see a lot of that even now as well. So do you think it's just like history repeating itself, people being stubborn and then getting punished by God, or do you just think things are just happening on their own?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to think about. To be completely honest, I'm not sure. I don't really know how I would describe our current situation in reference to those biblical stories and those biblical times. It certainly felt like some of the hardships that we see in the Old Testament sometimes,
Mhm.
um, but I'm not entirely sure where I stand on it yet, I guess.
Okay. Um, so again, that is great to know because the friend I was talking to yesterday, she felt like um, it's not entirely uh, true to her that anytime something negative happens, it's really like God punishing his people. She doesn't believe that. So I kind of feel like that's well the same thing you are saying that
Yeah,
it may just be things that are happening because sometimes things have to happen for the glory of God to be seen, right? And so this could be one of such moments where um, through all the hardships that we are going through, um, um, like the power of God can still be seen. Again, we can take a look at the woman with the blood issue, right? In Luke, this woman, as the Bible tells the story, suffered with the issue of blood for over 12 years, right? But until she came in contact with Jesus and then she got her healing. And so maybe a lot is going on as we all know it, but maybe through it all, God is also doing his own thing. So let
yeah.
me, yes, if you go ahead, go ahead. I thought you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I would just agree. I would agree with your friend that, you know, not every struggle and every hardship that we see is a punishment. Sometimes these are just things that need to happen in order for us to grow and for God's love to be shown through difficult circumstances.
Mhm. Nice. So, what is your message to fellow students, faculty, and staff? Anyone watching us right now who may be feeling lost or feeling the weight of everything that is going on as a child of God, what will be the comforting message that you can tell somebody right now?
I think the message would just be that know that you're in a community. Even though we may all be separate, we may all be at home, maybe on our own, we are still a community as we have always been. And in my belief, we have a father who's, you know, still looking out for us and still going to be able to help us get through all of these hardships. I think that it's really important in this time to just make sure you reach out to those you love and just keep your head up as best as you can because through everything, we are going to get through this and um, we've just got to keep moving.
We just got to keep moving. So, finally, now that we're getting used to this virtual schooling and being uh, doing everything virtually, how long do you anticipate this trend to go on? Do you think hopefully by say next spring you're going to be back in school? Or is it going to be another virtual semester?
Yeah, I've really struggled with this one. Obviously, I, like just about any other college student, would love to be back on campus as soon as possible. Um, However, that being said, I also want to make sure that we're going to keep everyone safe. So
Mhm.
if it does mean another semester online, I will definitely be sad along with everyone else. But ultimately, it's about keeping everyone safe. and getting through COVID and all of that. So my fingers are crossed that things are going well enough that we can go back in spring, but if not, then we will get through another semester this way.
All right, Miss Mara, thank you so much for your time. I feel like I've gotten to know you so much over this conversation that we've had. So thank you once again for your time and for honoring our invitation to be here with us. What is your final message to everyone on campus, everyone watching us?
Well, thanks first for having me. It's been a great conversation and a great honor to be on here with you. I think my final message would just be to, I don't know, I guess maybe find the joy in whatever moments, whether it's just going outside for a few minutes or whether it's reading a good book, just finding those moments to enjoy something good. That's what we need to focus on right now.
All right, there you have it. Find a little joy in the midst of all this craziness. Read a good book. Work out a little bit if you can. I'll thank you, Miss Mara, once again for making the time for us on Free Talk. My name once again is Samuel Dankyi. Thank you for watching us. And until we come your way once again, please stay safe and take care of one another.